survive pretty much anything in life.
Don't forget to type.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Definitely applies to Twitch stat. He threw away Sneasel Shredder. What is he doing?
You gonna sing it?
No.
What doesn't kill
I will
you?
not disgrace the voice of Kelly Clarkson.
Amen.
So, the Paladin versus Warrior can be quite long, but it also might be fast depending on how. Depends on how like the cards end up panning out. Warrior does have room to be a little bit more aggressive if they end up picking up the legendaries that they need to put pressure on, or even vice versa. If Paladin gets the Quartermaster, if it gets the momentum.
This is a slower Paladin deck from Savjz, but I still don't think it would necessarily be classified as control. He does run double lay on hands.
Yeah. Good into the late game, but
yeah.
of course there are mid-game power plays that you can just swing. Savjz hesitated because there is a very important question. It's like, what happens if he just simply played an Acolyte Pain? Would I have been able to answer it? He took a risk, but it ends up paying off. It's okay. In the meanwhile, this Pilot Shredder, these mechs in general have been MVPs so far of today.
Yeah.
In terms of the entertainment value.
Yeah, we've had some pretty crazy, not only just like piloted shredders and piloted sky golems, but of course the Sneasel Shredder.
Yeah, definitely.
Anti-kill bot in this paladin deck as well. It's actually starting to, in the first couple matches, the double land hands was a pretty interesting choice, but it actually does look more control heavy. Sentient Shieldmaster as well. I think this is like as close to like the old control paladin as you're gonna get.
Sure.
While still holding on to some of those mid-range tools.
Do you like putting out the Death Spite here, or setting up an Armor Smith and the Fiery War Axe and giving up your Pilot Shredder?
I think you need to find use for the fire.
Death Spite does challenge
yeah.
whatever comes out next.
Yeah. But at the same time, Fire War Axe, it usually in this matchup later on in the game becomes just a tool for you to kill dudes.
There's nothing wrong with that. It answers
so.
Quartermaster, I suppose.
And this takes away like a muster for battle play.
What? Okay, what?
3 Scavenging Hyenas.
3 Scavenging Hyenas, and to think of the absurdity of that, we've had a lot more Pilot Shredders than Sneeds, but that card is so common. What the heck?
That's probably rare too.
Each 2-drop is 1 point something %, like 1.4. Something is definitely not right with this Hearthstone client that we're using right now. To have the chances of it happening.
By the end of this cast, Frodan and I are going to start to become conspiracy theorists. There's got to be someone behind Blizzard, like
Conspiracy Keanu.
flicking switches and pulling knobs.
Yeah, feels like it.
That was also since they're piloted
shredders.
It's also you see that there? See what I did?
TJ, you're so clever.
I know.
Well, you could kill off this mechanical Yeti. That's a very good scenario. 9 stats, generally slightly above average.
Yeah. And the spare part.
Well, both of them get a spare part. And they both get pretty useful ones, too.
Yeah.
I think the versing switch is one of the cooler, one of the really cool ones, because you can do some funky stuff with Big Game Hunter or ways for you to get past taunts. Or even vice versa, find ways for lethal you didn't know you had. So like, you know, if you get a reversing switch and you just happen to have, you know, Ysera on board, it's like, oh, I actually have like an 8 damage, 1 mana spell.
Yeah, a way for you to BGH a Steeds or a Kel'Thuzad.
Into a Kel'Thuzad?
Nope, can't do that, but yeah, well, see, it's pretty relevant because if a Kel'Thuzad is played, if it doesn't get immediate value, that's a really good way to deal with it because he does have the BGH in his hand as well. So reversing switch could end up being a really big deal.
So he doesn't actually have a very clean way. Wow, great result here for Kitkatz. He doesn't actually have a great way to deal with Dr. Boom other than just doing his own Dr. Boom.
Well, he had a pretty good outcome for those boom bots. Having that first boom bot hit his Armor Smith for 1 damage. It's tough to ask for more. I don't know. Because if you play Dr. Boom and he BGHs your Dr. Boom, then that's a lot of momentum on board that you're giving up, because you would spend your whole turn. But at the same time,
yeah, that's actually a really good point.
if you throw down Sledge Belcher here, it just gets eaten by the Dr. Boom anyway, and you're still in a position next turn where you don't have a way to deal with it.
Well, he's running out of time. He's got to place it soon.
Yeah.
So we have a Dr. Boom mirror match.
Yeah. I think the Dr. Boom plays better here.
You just he has Kitkatz right now.
Oh, wow.
Is that the right play? That's still, like, insane. It's like, summon a 7/7.
Picking up value on Big Game Hunter as soon as you can feels good, but against Control Warrior, not so
you have
much.
so many targets.
Yeah.
I like Kitkatz here. It's just like, summon a 7/7. Okay, so now you're in trouble. Unless you play your own Kitkatz.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Just bring back endless supply of boom bots.
Yeah, and actually you're going to be overdrawing with your Acolyte.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually have removal. This is very awkward for Kitkatz. Alright, well, maybe he can draw into something better. Anything better. Ugh. Okay, Sledge Belcher. Puts him a little weak to mind control tech as well. Hopefully, the board will weaken itself a little bit, so that way he can use some other things to clean up. Maybe the boom bots will have some higher impact. Let's see, what's the best play here? You want to be careful not to overextend into Brawl as well, because if you just have too much going on, then and he draws into Brawl. I mean, then again, I think he would have used Brawl to a certain extent.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty decent Brawl turn, because it was high likelihood that one of his min creatures would have survived.
Still hard to say. I still think you probably should be careful not to overextend. Oh, is he thinking about reverse switching onto Pyromancer, so that way he can keep Dr. Boom at a 4/7 or 4/6? That's pretty clever. He might also absorb the damage.
He might lose the Dr. Boom.
Oh yeah, he wants to lose the Dr. Boom to heal it. Ooh, not the best result.
Not quite.
You might want to play a taunt then, so that way you can protect Kitkatz. I don't know. I think he's going to lose Kitkatz pretty easily now just to a weapon hit.
Well, Kitkatz did draw into a BGH, but at this stage, it's
Well,
Dr. Boom's already done enough damage.
yeah, but then again, Paladin doesn't have many other targets to Big Game Hunter, so it's probably your best bet.
Yeah.
So this ended up not being as game-winning as I thought it would be. It felt like there was a strong likelihood that Savjz would run away with this game.
Yeah. But now, I mean, Kitkatz still has like high-impact cards every turn. He's got double Shield Maiden in his hand. He had Sneeds and Kel'Thuzad as well.
Right.
And there's a lot of threats that he's already been through from Savjz. Like, he's been through the Dr. Boom. He's been through the Kel'Thuzad. He's actually been through 2 Dr. Booms.
Kitkatz is so well prepared, though. He's going to get the Black Knight ready for the Senjin.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Black Knight is ready to go.
And Savjz could be in a rough spot here. Savjz as well. This hand is just so full of
Big bombs.
big dudes
Remember,
and
it's
ladies.
it's a deck that cut a lot of its early games so it can have a lot of late game threats. At least from what I observed on Kitkatz's end.
Well, I remember like the original Control Warrior was just like all legendaries. It was so greedy and slow.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so afraid of what this Need Shredder can do. Alright, maybe Black Knight on this then. What's funny is that Kitkatz actually has Kael'Thuzad now. Like, he doesn't need to get KT off of this needs.
Nope.
He still probably will.
Yeah, and I mean, Sneed's, it's a big body in and of itself, and to be able to remove it effectively, you basically have to silence it and remove it, because it's just so risky to let it go off. I mean, the downside being that it's really slow.
Alright, no KT shenanigans.
Unfortunately not.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Very good sequencing from Savjz too. And, well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see for another time here. That Ashbringer is also going to do work unless Kitkatz picks up Harrison Jones. But this is like a big push that, if it doesn't work, I mean, Savjz might be in trouble because there's just a lot of firepower from what Warrior has.
Yeah. And I mean, he's just got such situational cards. Like anti-Healbot not really going to help him until like after Alexstrasza comes out. Big Game Hunter situational as well, but a lot of the threats that are going to come out over the next 3-4 turns,
right,
going to be Kael'Thuzad or like Shield Maiden. This is
All
really
right.
smart to clear this off the board before you can get Kael'Thuzad value out of it.
Warrior's one of the classes that also doesn't really play mind control tech now, so it's one of the very few ones. Because it has so many other ways to spot removal anyways. Not to mention it's got like a better version of mind control tech with Brawl if you're super far behind.
Yep.
How long can Kitkatz hold on for? Can he get any semblance of board control? It's going to be tough to say unless he gets Brawl. Wow, that Ashbringer's done so much work.
Yeah, seriously. He's been able to just build up his board and take this board a lot further than it should have gone in the first place. And we've seen so many threats just played onto the board and just taken care of. Sneeds, Shield Maiden, Sylvanas, all just completely dissected.
Right. I think Kitkatz is going to try to Hail Mary on this one. You attack the face here, right? Ah, alright.
I don't think so. Because even over the course of 2 turns, plus Grom, still wouldn't be able to have the kill.
Baron Riven Bear? How does that even apply? Man.
That could have made some pretty crazy shenanigans with Kael'Thuzad. Sneeds? Oh, Sneeds. He wasn't the one playing the Sneeds, though.
Huh. Oh, his logic is that he's going to use it to trade with one of those things and then attack. Well, he might realistically just trade it in and then play Kael'Thuzad here, and it might be his best chance. The good news is that there's not really that significant amount of damage on the board, so he's still not under major threat if he just plays Kael'Thuzad and executes the Peacekeeper. How much life will be at? He'll be at 9 with 1 on the board.
Yeah.
He has a 5/5. I think that's a pretty strong play overall.
Yeah, I mean, he's still not in the greatest of positions, but I mean, he has grown, and Kael'Thuzad on the board is just super tough to deal with.
Well, Lay on Hands continues the onslaught of Paladin.
And keep in
But
mind,
at the
Savjz
same
runs
time,
2 of them.
yeah, that's true. At the same time, there is a lot of significant power on board. Ah, like, Savjz is so close, yet so far. Okay, well, he's got a board clear.
And then he can just
Chill and armor up.
armor up.
Guess big game hunter makes sense too.
Not really anything else that you're going to use that for in this matchup. He already used this first one on Dr. Boo. And he does run 2. Both these guys run 2.
Big, powerful plays from Kitkatz. Is he about to make a comeback in a matchup where, well, I thought Savjz almost had it. Like, a lot of matchups today feel like they've been going one way and then they go the opposite way. Pretty close. Harrison Jones needs to pick up a quality number 2, right? Quality number 2 would be really good. Guess Sludge Belcher's okay as well.
Yeah, he's going to keep himself alive. Well,
are you sure? Unless he picks up an activator with Gromosh. Still has yet to hit Cool Taskmaster, that's it! That's going to be game number 1 to Kitkatz. The Warrior has barely prevailed. What a comeback. Today has had so many close games where it looks like it was going one way and it swaps the other way.
yeah, and most of those games have been Kitkatz's. There's been a couple that haven't been. Yeah,
Very tough loss here for Savjz, but Kitkatz is on the board. And now we go into Druid versus Mage, 2 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm an old man.
me too.
Just like 3 to 4 years in this industry ages you decades.
You realize that sometimes it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I can't keep up with those youngins like, you know, Green Sheep and Chalky. They're like 19, 17 years old.
Yeah. I think on average, out of any other esport, Hearthstone has older players.
Yeah, generally speaking. Savjz is like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Kitkatz is around like 25, 24.
Life coaches.
Life Coach is timeless.
Yeah.
Life Coach is an old soul. I love that man.
Yeah.
So he's so fascinating. Someone needs to make a commercial series about Life Coach. Just have him talk like the most interesting man in the world.
Or just a documentary.
Yeah, that works too. Oh man. He's going to copy the mirror entity. Very clever. And then shade number 2. That's a very bad outcome. Kitkatz had also a very slow start too. Remember, his deck has Undertakers in it.
Yep. It's just like a straight up Death Rattle mage. It's got a lot of...
Oh man.
Wow.
Runaway game. Now, of course, Kitkatz might have mind control tech. I wonder if that's going to make Savjz trade a little bit here. Nope.
Nope.
Fearless.
Well, he's probably seen Kitkatz play today, and I actually don't think Kitkatz runs mind control tech in this mage. I don't remember seeing it.
I remember he did time rewinder it back to his hand. So I believe he does, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I want to say so. These shades are going to get out of control soon. Is there a good swipe lineup here? I feel like there is. I think it's also time to reveal these shades. They've waited long enough.
Recombobulator
Maybe you can hold off on it one more turn, though.
I think Recombobulator is pretty above average for a 2-drop. Getting 5 mana, or yeah, 5 worth of stats.
Generally speaking, the 2-3 and a 3-2 is very common with the drops, and that's why Pilot Shredder is also very strong, because even though you see 7 stats, it usually gets an additional 5. So it's like 12 stats for 4 mana is ridiculous.
Wow. Ancient of War as well.
Yeah, this game has just been a perfect curve all the way through, and I feel like Kitkatz is getting bullied. Sure, this Black Knight comes out, but he's just looking at dying next turn. Like, this Black Knight's great, but this needs to be like a Senjin or a taunt off of the Pilot Gold. Oh, there you go. Second Mogushan ward. Is that still lethal? Nope, it's not. Unless he picks up a silence off the Wrath for 1. I think this is a Wrath for 1 play. Oh, no, sorry, you can't do that.
No.
I was thinking if you silence it with Keeper, but he doesn't have enough mana.
Yeah.
I went full Twitch chat.
Hey, man. Twitch chat has feelings, too.
No, they don't. No, they do not. This one looks almost over. The exception could be is if Kitkatz gets a pretty board swinging card, big decisive board swinging card again.
Yeah, in this mage deck, it seems like once it loses control of the game, it's really hard for it to come back.
Well, just more the fact that the Druid's tempo is just so good. The wild growth into the perfect curve into everything else. Like, if Kitkatz drew Flame Strike, I think he would have. He still would have struggled to get back into this game. I think we're very close to a concede here.
Yeah, he's dead. All right.
So 1-1 is the score. Savjz getting down to business. He didn't mess around whatsoever.
Not at all.
That Druid deck played very straightforward and systematically.
And prize money on top of that's always good. These guys, though, it's the last chance, and it's the last match, so.
It's the last chance. Savjz has proven himself many times to be pretty clutch in tight situations, but Kitkatz, you know, it's really starting to come out to be one of his breakout performances that people have been waiting for a long time. So Savjz so badly wants to disrupt the wild growth turn that he's willing to play an explosive sheep, but it's not that type of deck. You're not trying to rush.
Yeah. Or disrupt like a shade turn as well, like a coin shade.
All right, what's the best way of mana usage here? You have up to 5. You could put Spectral Knight out.
Yeah. It makes it so you don't have a play next turn.
Yeah, what if he just answers with Doomsayer?
You can. Oh yeah, you can't even Keeper the Grove because you wouldn't even have the mana available to do that.
Job's done.
Yeah.
Has to just duplicate.
Savjz is playing so fast.
He
that
is
he didn't
tired.
He didn't even look at his next card. If it was Doomsayer, I think he might have seriously evaluated. But this is a very, very hard matchup. It's hard to emphasize how difficult it is, without just like seeing it in person. Because the Druid will really get to fatigue. You're gonna be helping it draw cards also. Also, you never have to acknowledge their duplicate.
And I think Kitkatz.
Oh, okay. There's a Doomsayer waiting. Keeper waiting though.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Not much use, but it's still 2-2.
Yeah. He's wondering if, because there is a duplicate, is it worth even trying to Frostbolt and like get it to pop off?
No.
And Kitkatz, of course, knows this. He's probably going to silence.
Yeah, and keep pushing through. I mean, he could kill it with damage as well, but
right. But you don't want to activate the duplicate. He's pressuring too in the meantime.
Yeah. You just want to pressure, pressure, pressure. It's unfortunate that he can't Frost Nova and Echo here.
Yeah. Well, even if you Frost Nova and Echo, you still have to play the Doomsayer itself.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have a Flame Strike next turn. But he is getting dangerously close to combo range, and
well, I mean,
still
might not
6
even
mana.
get to the combo, but
Yeah.
I wonder if Kitkatz would just swipe. I guess it's no need to. He still technically doesn't know if this is duplicate or ice block. It is duplicate though. Yikes. Worst draw possible.
Yep.
Alright, so finally Spectral Knight dies, but after 16 points have been dealt.
That's about as much as you can ask for. And Spectral Knight's just so problematic to deal with for a lot of classes. Especially out of
there's
hand.
also a Lotheb.
Yeah, Lotheb's just going to be able to lock him out. Once he has game-ending damage, just play a Lotheb, and then there's just not many opportunities for Fatigue Mage to be able to try and stall things out any longer.
Now this is quite humorous because this one's gonna get silenced too, and then finally Savjz will have 2 more Doomsayers in hand. And he's gonna be able to Frost Nova Doomsayer while playing Echo of Medivh. Oh wait, no he won't.
No,
Just
he
low
won't.
flip.
Well, he
Oh
can.
boy.
Oh, jeez. He can choose one or the other, but
Right.
the only way he'll be able to survive is if he uses the Frost Nova here.
Yeah, it's a matchup you're most likely not gonna be able to win. Anyways, so knowing that Savjz has already kind of resigned himself, it's more of like a, well, maybe I can try, but it's already still a low percentage.
This
So-
is the fastest I've ever seen Savjz play this deck, too.
Well, the deck usually requires a little bit more thought, but it's very straightforward. Druid's great at pressuring. You're not going to get to the fatigue stage versus this deck. The way Druid you can take advantage of Druid is to get early taunts and abuse the Death Lord getting like bad stuff. So like the Death Lord pulls out their Keeper of the Grove,
Yeah.
then your Doomsayer can like pop off easier. Well, Ice Block does stall. If he plays this Antique Healbot, he might get a duplicate target, but I mean,
I think you have to echo here.
yeah. But even if you play a Doomsayer, it doesn't accomplish anything.
Yeah, but if you
He's
play
going to be able to pop the Ice Block and kill off the Doomsayer.
yeah, and if you play Anti-Killbot, he's going to be able to pop the block
Right.
either way.
So your chances to draw, I guess your chance to draw a freeze of some sort, like Blizzard. But as long as Kitkatz just does 8 damage and not overkill, you'll be good to go.
It's so much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the Druid deck also is just so good at being able to bounce back its pressure, even if it has a slow start.
Yeah.
Like, against a deck like this, you just never want to play Cold Light Oracle. And you really, again, you're relying on your Death Lords and your Sludge Belchers in order to get yourself through. I guess give him more Doomsayers, why not?
Yeah. Well, a freeze.
All the Doomsayers.
A freeze would be his only way to stay alive. No, actually, no.
I think Savjz should play.
He's dead.
I think he should play all of his Doomsayers. Savjz has started his own religion.
The most honorable of Sudokus.
Good stuff. All right. Well, Kitkatz is at a 2-1 lead, and going to the blind pick stage, Savjz once again will have to play catch up. But anything can happen here. I think. Tomorrow, by the way, if you follow at ESL Hearthstone, the matches will be played at 1 p.m. tomorrow, and they'll be updating you guys on who actually qualifies for the offline finals.
Yeah. So they'll be basically playing a roundabout way of having a 4-player double elimination bracket where the first person to lose twice does not go while the other 3 people advance. Big threat being put out pretty quickly, and this curves pretty nicely because he's going to be able to throw it on the shade next turn as well.
Oop. Looks like the shield bot arrives right on time for the nice curve. The good thing is Savjz also has a way to clear the board with Pyro Equality if it ever got dangerously out of control. And the shield and mini bot is efficient. It takes a lot of mana away from the opponent. So much so that Kitkatz even abstained from playing a Shade of Naxxramas.
Wow. And I'd say this is as good of a muster for battle turn as any.
Oh! That's actually really funny.
It's a big deal because now he can not only play Shade, but also Hero Power to clear away one of these 1/1s.
Yep. It just weakens it a little bit.
Well, next turn could have been a Coin Quartermaster, and he would have had.
You still can, but it's just not as good.
Yeah, last he would have been able to have 2 of those instead of 3. Or 2 instead of 1. Now it's not quite as good. Not sure if it would have changed his play either way. But still,
It definitely would have made his board a lot stronger. Well, the drew the claw right on curve. Kitkatz is drawing like a god. Dang. Usually in these times you play Harrison Jones right on curve.
Yeah.
Because he's sort of useless in the matchup. At best he can take out a Sludge Belcher all by himself. Maybe even challenge an Ancient of Lore.
He gave Quartermaster a thought. Because it would allow him to trade into the Druidiclaw right now.
Yeah, that's true. He also can kill off this Shaded Naxxramas with a Consecration Pyromancer. Yeah. Quartermaster puts out reasonable stats as well.
Sometimes it can sit dead in your hand and you won't be able to get value out of it if you're not able to play like a dude and Quartermaster on the same turn.
Well, the thing is, Savjz is like, okay, well, I'm happy if he uses 2 of his mana to hero power, so that way he can't play something else. But the joke's on Savjz. Kitkatz couldn't play anything anyways on turn 6. Well, I guess he could Savage Roar. Savage Roar and take advantage of the Quartermaster here. But I guess it's one of those things where it doesn't feel like you're gaining much from it. You clear the board, but he can easily address it.
Yeah.
But then again, you're not doing much either. You're like just passing, essentially. Kill off the 3-1.
I must safeguard the land.
Huh.
So he kills off the Quartermaster.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, this is pretty good. Yeah, using a Keeper, you want to
He's
have
paving
one.
the way for a good Ancient of Lore.
Yep.
So there's a couple ways to kill this Shade of Naxxramas. You can Consecration, of course. I think that's the cleanest way, because then you hero power. There's also a Pyromancer play, so you can get out the Harrison Jones, but
Well, you can.
that doesn't feel good either.
You can Pyromancer Equality and clear the board that way, but then your Pyromancer just dies to hero power next turn. But then if he's hero powering on turn 7,
Yeah, so if you put, this is the way to clear it with getting Harrison Jones out, but like I said, it can get swiped and it just easily run over.
yeah.
But again, one of those scenarios where maybe like swipe is okay. It's like, well, he's giving up a lot of his mana.
Because it would make for an awkward turn.
Right.
You'd have to have a 3 mana card to piece together.
The key to this turn was that he wanted to get ahead of the Ancient of Lore. So that way he doesn't fall too far behind, but I'm pretty sure the way Kitkatz is running today, he's not going to be stopped. Well, Consecration BGH, that's one of the cleanest kills.
Yes, it is. Well, I mean...
Unless it kills Harrison Jones. Oh, massive damage.
Oh, no, and it puts him in range for combo.
7 damage.
Yeah, I mean...
Wow.
It is turn 8, but...
Okay, well, he's got good minions on the board, so he can challenge his Ancient of Lore.
Yep.
And he does have a taunt. So, he's still staying alive here.
It's still dangerous, though, because now
Right.
he's got to play around...
Combo, like
Combo.
indefinitely until he picks up Lay on Hands.
Yeah, and on Lay on Hands turn, I mean, it puts you out of combo range, but it also... You're giving up a lot of control, potentially a lot of control on board to be able to heal up out of range. So then you give an opportunity for the Druid to build back up their board, and then usually you're back in combo range again.
I wonder if Savjz is wondering about pushing for lethal here. Just like 9 damage straight to the face.
Yep.
Whoa! He says if you have it, you have it.
And a quality Consecrate as well in his hand, so that's like a surefire way to be able to push through for damage the following turn.
Yeah, there's no lethal this turn. I was just calculating.
What does he have to Ancient of Lore heal and then Wrath
Rat the big
BGH?
BGH. Yeah, that's his best bet. And that's another good sign for Savjz in the sense, because he's like using a lot of cards that normally cycle and are efficient. What's bad news is that he doesn't actually have to kill yet. He's got 9, 11 damage. Oh! Welcome to the field, Tyrion.
Put your faith in the light.
And now with the second taunt, he knows that he can just continue to just go face and ignore this ancient lore on the board.
Wow, what a turnaround again. I can't believe it. Savjz looks like he might have sealed this game.
Yeah, I don't see a way out here.
Needs to wild growth into some taunt or way to survive, or because like a silence is not good enough. Tyrion's still a 6/6 body.
This is a fast druid, so I don't think he's really running much. I mean, Druid of the Claw, what else would he have? He can't even draw anything with it that's going to keep him alive, I don't think.
Oh, Force of Nature too late. We have ourselves a Game 5 going into the last week of ESL Hearthstone Legendary Series. Savjz played this game like a god. Well played.
Both players had some pretty
I can see.
good off the tops.
Damn! Well, the winner of this next game goes to LAN. And it's definitely
When the
like
sun was
Finland
out.
is like 1.
And that's being pretty generous.
Oh boy. Kitkatz does have that start. The wild growth. That is a very good start. How does Savjz respond? He needs his early game minions like the shielded mini bot, the zombie chow, the muster for battle.
And it's a pretty good curve to complement the wild growth as well. Like he could coin wild growth.
Oh man. That's not necessarily the best.
Oh!
That's a sick arena hand, I guess, if you were able to play any earlier minions.
It's also sick if you're really into symmetry.
Palindrome. Oh, Kitkatz picks up Innervate. I think Innervate Shade is definitely in order at this time. Because then you wild growth into the Pilot Shredder.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Well, I guess you can follow the curve too.
Yeah. And this opens up an opportunity if he draws into like a 7 mana to follow the curve with Shade, Piloted Shredder, and then if he draws into an Ancient of Lore, Innervate Ancient of Lore on the following turn. I mean, he just curves out so nicely right now, even without that Piloted Shredder into Spectral Knight. He has to play Mind Control Tech right off the bat just to be able to deal with the board at hand. Well,
That Mind Control Tech was actually really important because now his True Silver Champion and Ascension become a lot stronger. They're now an extension of damage, which allows him to control the board a lot more effectively. So now his Kitkatz has to make a choice if his Pilot Shredder is going to be vulnerable. And I think True Silver coming out here is... I mean, it really depends what rolls, but if it's a 1 health minion, Savjz is in a pretty good spot, I think.
yeah.
Oh, that's good for Savjz. Does he want to keep his 1/1 alive at the stake of keeping healthy? It doesn't really matter what trades into it, like if the Shade of Naxxramas comes to 4 health, because the True Silver Champion. But I'm pretty sure you want to keep it as healthy as possible. Paladin is also one of the best classes at dealing with the Spectral Knight with the Peacekeeper, but in this scenario he doesn't have it.
Yep. He's gonna reveal the Shade. That's gonna protect his Spectral Knight. I don't know. This is looking pretty grim. He does have a quality.
Well, interestingly enough, Sentient challenges the Spectral Knight pretty well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
For a lower minion cost, that's something that I didn't consider.
Harrison Jones against the Spectral
It just
Knight.
needs to be played on curve. You just can't. Good thing he also didn't play the Sentient for that reason. Kitkatz has this Pilot Shredder to keep it on. I still like Spectral Knight though, number 2.
Yeah.
And
What?
the question becomes if you trade into this Harrison Jones. But I feel like you can get away with attacking face. Yeah.
Either way, you're the aggression in the situation, so you know that he's going to have to do it anyway. And with Spectrum Knight, you're not worried about it being cleared any other way. I mean, Peacekeeper, like you said, but if you didn't have it the previous turn.
This Black Knight's gonna hurt a lot. Oh man.
None.
Oh yikes! That is such a big swing.
You got to feel for Savjz right now, covering his face with his hand.
Okay, well, he still has a way. He's got a quality. Oh! What a draw!
Wow!
Wait. Kitkatz can finish this up. He can finish up the top deck wars.
With a
With
Savage
the
Roar.
Savage Roar, because he's on the draw. He's got Innervate and the Force of Nature. But this has gotten down to the wire. Oh, so close.
He's
But
actually
now
at
Kitkatz-
12 health.
Yeah.
So he can actually throw down Ascension and, or he might want to lay on hands actually. No, Ascension would function just the same. Keep him out of range.
Senjin with the True Silver Champion keeps him at a pretty safe range.
Yeah.
I think. Hold on.
He might actually not want to proc the piloted Sky Golem.
How much damage?
Or the
he's
piloted
2
Shredder.
damage off lethal? He's so close!
Oh my goodness!
But the Senjin plus the True Silver puts him at 14 health. And if he has, and he attacks the big game hunter, right? You exchange the shield.
Yeah. I don't think there's. I think he.
But if you attack with the shield and mini bot into the big game hunter and he hero powers, he's out of range. So I think you have to though, because if he has combo, then you just simply die.
Yeah. I don't think there's any other play. And you have to leave the
Oh my
piloted Shredder up
gosh,
here because
he's
you're
still
you're
on a
afraid of
draw
what
to
you're gonna
win.
get.
No, but he's gonna be living a little bit longer. This is so tense. I can't believe how close it's gotten. It feels like every single time Druid's able to swing it, and then Paladin just turns it on.
If he did not draw that Consecrate when he did,
So he can't even look. He's like, did I stay up till 7 a.m. just to lose here at the finish line?
look at his eyes. It's like they're red, and he's stayed up for so long. I mean, there's a likelihood that he might have been up for like close to 24 hours at this point, depending on his sleep schedule. But he usually
Oh my
streams
goodness.
pretty like really late into the night, which would be like mid-morning for him, I think.
I mean, Kitkatz might Force of Nature here just to stay alive. Or, I mean, if he heals, it's the same effect too. Like, if he heals and he Force of Nature, he's gaining around the same amount of life.
Yeah.
Because he's healing for 5, or he's, like, killing off 5 damage. So he has to Force of Nature just to preserve what he has. But now this gives Savjz some room to breathe. He can finally use his Lay on Hands. Or if he picks up Consecration number 2. Oh no, he already used Consecration. Number 2. Alright, so if he uses Lay on Hands.
It put him at 21 health. Or no, and his weapon, that would put him on.
Right. But if he plays the Pilot Shredder or the Pilot Sky Golem, that's just like immediate pressure. Lay on Hands is like a super defensive, like let me reset. And that gives the opportunity for Paladin or Druid to maybe reset with Ancient of Lore. So I don't know. I think the right play here is the Sky Golem. Even though you saw Force of Nature, he's on 2 cards. It's a very tough call here for Savjz. He has to make the read that his opponent doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah. Well, because yeah, I mean that's the right read because you know the Force of Nature's gone. You know that he didn't have the Savage Roar, so he would have to have the second Force of Nature in that situation. And top deck into this.
Can Kitkatz pull himself out of this one?
Wow.
Drew the Claw is stall, but not enough stall.
Is that it?
No, he can actually play his entire hand and stay alive, right? Drew the Claw plus Innervate Ancient of Lore to heal. Is there another sequence here? Drew the Claw, if you charge, does 9 damage max. That's the question. Ancient of Lore, if it draws 2 and it picks up swipe, now you still die.
Nope.
Because you just died to the weapon.
Yeah, you have to put in taunt mode and heal up with the Ancient of Lore just to
He's
survive.
to survive by 1 HP.
Oh,
To survive by 1 HP because he's gonna.
Savjz,
Actually, never
oh
mind,
no.
straight into it.
Oh,
Oh, it's 5 and 10. The
No
sequencing. Oh no! Mistake. He's still gonna be in this game, I believe, just barely. Unless
Second
Savjz picks
equality?
up equality. Oh my goodness! At the goal line, Kitkatz's mistake might have costed him.
Second lay on hands as well. Not there yet.
Nope, not there. But he's at a very comfortable health.
Yeah,
Does he kill off this fairy dragon?
I think so.
I think so. It's very problematic.
On second thought, he does have
He has
Quartermaster.
Quartermaster.
That could be a win condition for next turn.
Kitkatz needs swipe off the top.
Yeah.
Savjz realizes that. He's like, do I play around swipe? No, Wild Growth is not it. Oh man, that thing is becoming so big. You might get a legitimate big game hunter target.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
Is that it?
That
I
might be
think
it.
that's it. Kitkatz has run out of options, and Savjz comes back, and he looks like he's gonna win it 3-2,
Wow.
and punch his ticket to Burbank, California. Well played.
I was almost ready to write this game off
And
when
well
that big
met.
night, when that Black Knight came out. An 11-1. Well, he tries, throws out the well played.
Oh man, I feel for Kitkatz as well. So close to another breakout performance and being able to go out to the top 8, but falls short, and that means Savjz from Team Liquid will be the 4th member to qualify for the offline finals.
Wow.
I want to interview him right now.